The Megalodon, an extinct species of giant shark. In fact, it's known to be the largest shark species that ever existed, dwarfing even the great white shark. Scientists believe that the Megalodon died out millions of years ago, basing their conclusions on fossil records. But are these massive creatures really gone? Some might say no. Around the world, there have been hundreds of recorded Megalodon sightings, maybe thousands if you count those that aren't reported to authorities. They have been blamed for a number of attacks both on humans and other animals, which have defied explanation. Like in this case of a fishing vessel that capsized off Cape Town, South Africa. This was a tragic event that, when investigated more closely, raises more questions than answers. We'll get to that in a moment. With the oceans being closely monitored more than ever before, documented sightings of this monstrous creature are becoming more and more common. Gathered here are just a few of the best documented sightings of this great beast. Like with all things, I bid you to keep an open mind and decide for yourself whether to believe or not, as I present to you 5 Megalodons caught on camera. Megalodons are fierce predators, behaving like how sharks behave today. Scientists have thought that their hunting behavior most closely resembles that of great white sharks. Great whites are known hunters, swimming upwards from beneath their intended prey, the force of their attack making them breach the water's surface, usually leaving their hapless victim torn in half. Just imagine witnessing an attack like that, but not on a seal or some smaller creature, but on one of the biggest animals in the world. Whales are currently the largest animals that inhabit the earth. Their sheer size discourages predators from attacking them, especially when they've grown to full size. So when this video of something massive taking a bite out of a whale made rounds on the internet, millions were of course dumbfounded. This short, grainy nighttime video was allegedly shot in 2013 and shows a whale breaching the surface of the ocean. All seems normal until all of a sudden, something massive came up from the depths of the ocean and attacking the whale. Although quite dark, the attacker's silhouette is unmistakable. It belongs to a massive shark. One could argue that this footage was modified through computer editing, and there's much debate over it. The grainy nature of the footage gives no help to prove its authenticity. At the time of this recording, nobody has yet to prove or disprove the veracity of this footage. Hence, it remains a mystery. Is the attacker in the video a Megalodon, or is this footage even real? You decide. When it comes to the existence of Megalodons, it's not prudent to believe every evidence presented to you on the get-go. A keen eye and an analytical mind is needed when analyzing these evidence. I present to you our next case, which is claimed to be the clearest video evidence of a Megalodon out in the wild. This is a video that has sparked quite a bit of controversy online. This video that you are currently watching shows a supposed 100-ton Megalodon inspecting what appears to be a piece of sea debris. The giant shark can be seen prodding the thing with its nose before attempting to take a bite out of it. When this video was published by the UK-based news website Express, it sent shockwaves through the internet. Never before has such a clear video of a reported Megalodon been released. Could this be the real deal? Do actual 100-ton Megalodons still exist in the wild? Not quite, according to some skeptics. Megalodon experts around the world agreed that if a fish the size of a Megalodon exists today, The bottom of the Marianas Trench would be the last place on Earth you would expect to find it. Big fish eat a lot, and there's simply not enough food down there to sustain a population of these massive creatures. To put another nail in the coffin of this Megalodon theory is the fact that Snopes.com, a website dedicated to debunking hoaxes and misinformation that litters the internet, was able to find an earlier upload of the exact same video. And it's not as dramatic as it may seem. It was not even filmed in the Marianas Trench. The clip in question was actually part of footage that was shot off the Suraga Bay in Japan, and shows not a Megalodon, but of a Pacific sleeper shark, which at 7 meters long is definitely huge, but not as massive as what it was claimed to be. It's really quite an amazing piece of footage, but proof that Megalodons still exist out there, it's definitely not. What if the evidence came from a reputable source? This amazing photo first surfaced on the Discovery Channel documentary Megalodon, The Monster Shark Lives. The photo was claimed to be confiscated from the Nazis shortly after World War II ended, and what a chilling photo it was. The image shows a couple of U-boats allegedly sailing just off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa. But what lies just on the background is what makes this photo truly controversial. Swimming beside one of the U-boats is the distinct outline of the dorsal fin and the tail fin of a massive shark. Owing to what we know about U-boats, it can be estimated that the shark was approximately 60 feet long, a whole lot bigger than a great white. The shark, in its sheer size, is what prompted people to believe that this was a Megalodon. But remember, when I said that this photo sparked a still ongoing controversy? That's because the Discovery Channel was accused by various people around the world of doctoring this photo for the sake of the documentary. Similar photos have surfaced online, allegedly showing undoctored versions of this infamous photo. Similar, but not exactly the same. Cryptozoologists are quick to point out that the photos, although looking similar, show a number of inconsistencies that prove that they're not the same. Whether Discovery altered the photo in any way is still up for debate, but what do you think? Do you think that Nazis knew the Megalodons existed during that time? One good thing going for cryptozoologists worldwide is the fact that now the ocean is under 24-hour surveillance. Both governments and marine biologists from all around the world have placed surveillance cameras in the world's oceans, keeping tabs on all marine life 54 hours a day, 7 days a week. What's more, anybody can have access to most of these cameras and join the worldwide hunt for undiscovered creatures of the deep. In this instance, a boy from Chile was logged onto a camera which was situated on the coast of South Africa, and he was floored by what he saw. The video starts out kind of boring, just showing some kind of submersible gathering dirt samples from the ocean floor. No form of animal was in sight. Then, in one of those blink and you miss it moments, a pale dark shadow can be seen moving from right to left. Not quite sure of what he witnessed, the boy immediately notified the scientist who was in charge of the surveillance, Dr. Colin Drake. Drake was initially not impressed with this footage, but while looking at it closely, he made a startling discovery. The outline of the passing shadow resembled the fins of a large shark. Fully knowing that great whites are known to inhabit this part of the world, he made calculations to find out how big the shark actually was. To his astonishment, his calculations showed that the shark was, at a minimum, 62 feet long. Disbelief poured out of him. He could have made a mistake with his calculations, so he tried it again and again and again. Yet, he still came up with the same conclusion. This was indeed the largest shark that he has ever seen on film. Could it be the Megalodon? What do you think? In a crime scene, forensic experts painstakingly gather evidence to find out who committed the crime. More often than not, these are what lead to solving even the greatest of mysteries. But in the case of this downed fishing boat, the evidence gathered created more questions than it answered, all pointing to a culprit that shouldn't exist in the present day.
Alright, I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
4 friends went on a vacation to South Africa and decided to go on a fishing trip off the coast of Cape Town. Little did they know that what initially looked like a fun trip would eventually end up in tragedy. The video, which reportedly filmed on April 5th, 2013, begins with a shot of the 4 friends already on the fishing boat, fishing rods in hands. One woman can even be heard saying that they would try to catch the biggest fish that they could find. In what seemed like a very short time, one of the 4 friends managed to hook a fish on his line. Clearly delighted, he exclaimed that it felt that he was able to hook a big one. How big it actually was, we will never know for sure. After a long 2 hours of trying to land his catch, the line of his fishing rod snapped in half, allowing the fish to escape being caught. The man, who was clearly disappointed, was left to wonder how big this fish was, the one that got away from him. Little did he know that in only a few minutes, he would find out just how massive it really was. Then all of a sudden, the camera fell onto the deck of the boat, and all that can be seen is water splashing into the fishing boat and the harrowing screams of everyone on the boat. The last image the camera caught was of a man desperately trying to cling onto the boat before it eventually sank below the dark water. Initial reports said that the fishing boat was downed accidentally by breaching whales, but authorities later recanted that, owing to the fact that the bodies of everyone on board were never found. And as soon as the wreckage of the boat was found, it looked like it was torn in half, no indicative of being crushed, which raised even more questions than answers. Was a Megalodon responsible for this attack? We'll probably never know for sure. Those were 5 Megalodons caught on camera. Will you still feel safe when venturing out to the open ocean? Whatever your reaction may be, feel free to leave a comment below. Share this video with your friends and hit that like button if you liked the video. Finally, subscribe to Top 5 Best for more access to mind-blowing videos. Again, thanks for watching. And my name is Top 5 Best, and I'll see you at the top.